Example 4 in Stat 101, Examples Class 3, using linear regression for prediction, global warming example. Our question from Triola on global warming: find the best predicted temperature for a recent year in which the concentration in parts per million of CO2 is 370.9. Is the predicted temperature close to the actual temperature of 14.5 degrees Celsius? The data is on the Excel file, global warming, which you'll find on the Stat 101 webpage. First of all, creating the scatter plot. Highlighting the data, X and Y, choosing Insert Scatter. Removing the Series 1 to create more space for the plot, and adding suitable chart title and axis titles. We'll be predicting temperature using the CO2. So CO2 on the x-axis, temperature on the y-axis. CO2 concentration in parts per million, temperature in degrees Celsius. The relationship between temperature and CO2. Always plotting the points to see if linear regression is appropriate. In this case, a positive line looks to be possible through the points, so right-clicking on the points itself, adding a trend line, linear, and remembering to display the equation on chart, also displaying the r-squared value if we choose to do so. Clicking close, Excel will give us the line of best fit through the points that we have plotted. Linear regression line, remember, y is beta naught plus beta 1 times x. So in this case, y is 10.483 plus 0.0109 times x, where x is the CO2, which we're using to predict the values of y, which are the temperature. Transferring this equation that we've just found in Excel across to our question. Temperature is 10.5 plus 0.109 times x, which is the CO2. Keeping it in context of our example. In the question, find the best predicted temperature for a recent year in which the concentration in parts per million of CO2 is 370.9. With the equation of the line, we can put this value into the CO2, into the x position, and predict the corresponding value of y, the corresponding value of temperature. So the temperature will be 10.5 plus 0.0109 times 370.90, which gives a figure of 14.5 degrees Celsius. This is the predicted value using the linear regression line. We're now going to compare it with the actual temperature that was measured that day, and in this case our prediction is spot on. We've got a prediction of 14.5, which actually was the temperature at that day, the recent year, in which the concentration of CO2 was 370.9. So in this instance, the predicted temperature is actually equal to the actual temperature in that recent year. And using this equation, we could predict the temperature using any other value of CO2 should we choose. And that is the end of the example on global warming, end of example 4.